Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Jay Vaz, and we are out of here at Clicks Billiards on 290 in Hollister. And this is the first episode of Bar Talk. Every week, every Wednesday, we're going to have an episode called Bar Talk, where we're going to sit out here. We're going to talk about different topics of stories that are going around or just random shit that we want to talk about. Depends how drunk we get. As you can see, I'm drinking a lot of vodka. Not really, this is water. But this is what we're doing out here on Clicks. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button on the podcast. We have audio version on Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go.
3, 2, 1. Meeting production person.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the J-Fast Show.
All right, so joining us now, we have another friend of the show. She's also our web designer, and she takes care of our website, updates it weekly. She's also married to one of our networking friends, I guess you can say.
That's a nice title for him.
That's a nice title for him, right? Because shout out to Raul. He doesn't do much, but when he does he does a lot. So the question was, we were talking about Ayesha Curry. She wants attention outside of her marriage. She feels she does not get enough attention from outside of her marriage. So you being married, can you talk to us about that? Is that normal to want attention from outside your marriage?
I guess it kind of. I mean, for me personally, I don't care if I get attention from other guys that's not Raul. You know what I mean? Because I personally like the attention that he gave me, which is why I married him. You know what I mean? And didn't matter any other attention that I was getting at the time. That's the one that mattered to me the most. So, of course, that's why I married the guy.
Yeah.
But I don't think it really matters. I think that's really just a big insecurity of hers, and I can see it from her standpoint of she's married, she has a high-profile husband. All these girls are throwing themselves at him, and she's behind the scenes, and she's kind of like, well, if he's, what's wrong with me? But me personally, I personally think it's stupid.
It's just insecurities, like you said. Because I was asking people on Facebook, was it normal? Some of the reactions we got was, it's not normal, but some women just need extra attention, even when they're married with kids. Every female has a different lifestyle, mindset. Sometimes you just can't control certain things people do. Good answer, George. The other one said women need two things, food and attention, and the occasional new pair of shoes. Chris Rock. That was a quote from Chris Rock. So, yeah.
With the food and attention thing, I personally just need food and attention, but I need attention from Raul. Right. I don't need attention from any other guy out there. You know what I mean?
See, so to me, if I'm the husband and I hear that, I feel like you're probably not happy with me no more, so you're trying to get attention elsewhere.
I can see that.
Because if you're not happy with the attention I'm giving you and you feel you need to get it from the neighbor, then why don't you just go fuck with the neighbor?
That's true.
Right?
True. And you need to be careful with that mindset, because I feel like that mindset is what leads to infidelity outside of a marriage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's how it starts. Because imagine if Steph Curry would have came out and said, I appreciate the attention my wife gives me, but I would really be happy to get more attention from my fans. How would she feel about that?
Like shit.
Yeah. In case you didn't catch that the first time, like shit is the answer. So I'm trying to get some of the feedback that we got from other people on here. We got, again, if you haven't followed us on Facebook, make sure you do so. I think somebody said, I don't think it's normal. I think she's feeling insecure that maybe one day he could cheat. Being famous comes with a lot of temptation, and people make mistakes and fall into that temptation. No one is perfect. Also, we live in a time when people seek validation through social media. No likes, no DMs, small amount of followers equals insecurities. That's kind of sad. That's kind of sad that we have to get a certain amount of likes. We have to get a certain amount of DMs. Otherwise, we feel like we don't got it, or
We're
especially for
or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, each their own, I guess. That shit doesn't matter to me, but I guess it could see if she's in the spotlight. I guess it kind of does matter to her.
So let's say I don't even know what Raul does for a living, but let's say Raul becomes the best at what he is, and he ends up like on, I don't know, MTV with his own reality show for being a fucking approachable person. I don't know.
I would personally watch that show. You know.
Because a lot of people were saying, it comes with being famous. So it's like, is that really what it's like to be famous, to where you can't even live happy because you feel like maybe your wife or your husband is unhappy for the fact that you're getting attention and they're not?
I think maybe being married and being famous like that, I think it might have something to do with it. That's why a lot of famous couples end up being divorced, or, you know what I mean? That's a high rate of divorce whenever you're famous. So, I mean, I can see that. It's a lot of pressure trying to keep somebody else happy when you're trying to get all this attention from somebody else.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, well.
See how the outside attention for me being with Chris is uncomfortable for me. I don't like to have people in my DMs. I don't like people in my comments and stuff like that. It's disrespectful to him. It's disrespectful to our relationship. So I think she's out of line.
Yeah, I feel like somebody's phone is ringing, but yeah. So moving on to the next topic. All right, so another topic we wanted to talk about, and there's no other way around this, but
Stop it.
I know this is horrible. But we had this on Facebook, and it was a screenshot that said the system is built to go against black men, and it says #system wasn't designed for black men. #being black on child support. So it talks about how this guy had 4 baby mamas, and every baby mama took like 200 something off his check. Now there's people on there saying, the screenshot is fake, and I get that. Let's say the screenshot is fake, but it's still a good example of what's going on in America. My biggest take on this, before we get into conversation with this, we had a lot of feedback on this. I didn't even realize it. Actually, I'm not even on our post. This was...
I mean, for men, it's a touchy subject for the most part for men.
So my problem with this was, before we get into the feedback we got on Facebook, my problem was instantly blaming the system for this guy, whether it's a real screenshot or not, this guy having 4 baby mamas. First of all, we cannot sit here and blame the system. It's your fault for putting yourself in that situation. Whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, you shouldn't just be out here having multiple babies. And if you do it, it's cool. But you cannot sit here and blame the system because you did that. All right? So we were talking about this, and y'all said, coming from both perspectives of being on child support, you're currently on child support.
I currently pay child support, yes.
Okay. So what's your feedback on this? Do you think the system, not just black men, but how do you feel about the system against men that have to pay child support?
And I'm glad you said that, because it's not just black men. It's just men or anybody who pays child support or in America. It could be a woman, it could be a man, it could be a transgender. Who knows? But my perspective on it, when they say the system, they're looking at that particular check stub, and in that case, that was that person's decision to have that many kids with that many people, because he knew the system at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like, after the first child, you should have known they're going to take this amount of money out of your check. So that part was on him. I think when I talk about the system, I think about the system leading up to that point and the things that they take into consideration, about how much child support, a mother or a father, whomever's going to be the custodial parent, receives. And I think that's what the system, and that's a whole different situation. However, I think from my perspective of paying child support, it is a lot of money, especially if you're maxed out like I am. And, going through the whole process of, me personally, I went through a divorce. I didn't have a child with somebody that I wasn't with. Going through the process and not having a lot of money to go through to get a lawyer, or to have somebody represent you properly inside of inside of a court. So we went through mediation, and eventually I just ran out of money. So I had to take what I could get, and I was paying the full 20%, at least in Texas, for the child support. So I do pay it. I don't like it, but it gets paid, and it's up to the mother to take care of, the needs of the child, because she is now considered the custodial parent.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the system leading up to paying child support, how much child support should be paid, I think there should be a whole different process done to it than it is currently, because we do have different statutes that the court falls back on. But I think there are a lot of other things that judges should look at, because me personally and Micha knows, and everyone here knows how well I take care of my daughter, how much I love my daughter, and how important it is to spend that time with my daughter. Why are you making those faces?
Oh, you are a great father.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
You really are.
Thank you. And so I think there's a lot of other things that should be taken in consideration when it comes to dealing with child support.
All right, so now that we got your point of view, let's get the female point of view here, female perspective. So being you're not on child support. No. Your baby daddy's on child support. Do you feel one of the things that I always hear females saying is it's not enough, as much as men complain that it's too much. How do you feel about the system?
I think with the whole system, I really think that the court should look at both perspectives. They should look at how well the dad is taking care of the child, and if the dad is in fact present. I don't think they should just award child support just because the couple has separated or because the child isn't living in the house with both parents. I don't think it should be like that. But the way my situation is, it's unique because my son's father put himself on child support. I didn't put him on child support. And when we did do the whole child support thing, we were still together. So it's kind of a unique situation. And I didn't opt for the max to 20%. I settled for less than half because, like I said, we were still together, so it didn't make a difference or whatever.
Well, shout outs to him for doing that.
No shouts out to him.
My bad.
No. And the reason why I say that is because now that we're not together anymore.
Because niggas ain't shit. Fuck them. Yeah.
I will never say that. I hear a lot of people. He is Salvadorian.
Oh, when I said nigga, I didn't mean. I don't know how YouTube's going to feel about this, but he put me in this situation. I did not. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. I hear a lot of people say that child support is the bro-co hustle. It is not the bro-co hustle. I mean, I only get $60 a week in child support, and that's not enough for me being the custodial parent, having my son Monday through Friday. So
let me ask you this. One of the things that was said on our feedback, and we're going to read these comments here in a second, but one of the ones that stood out to me was, should maybe the child be with the parent that doesn't need the support?
No.
The
child needs both parents.
I think, yeah, the child needs...
But it needs both parents. But, for example, you get to see your daughter 3 times out of the week?
Yeah, I only get to see her one day out of the week, and then every other weekend during the school year, and then there's a whole different.
It'd be cool if you talk to the mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No, I get to see her. One day out of the week, and then every other weekend, which to me is not enough. However, because of how much child support I pay, which Micha said she gets $60, I pay $600 in child support, which still, to my child's mother, she feels it's not enough. But I have to work another job just to make ends meet on my end, because that's a lot of money coming out of my check, especially with everything that comes out. So
you currently don't have a job?
Yeah, currently I don't have a job. No, but I do start my new
No,
job.
I'm just fucking with you. No,
even though I don't have a job, I still keep up with the child support. So I mean, it still gets paid. I'm paid up.
So how do you feel about that? Because see, you just said that it needs both parents, yes. But a lot of the things that I see out here, the trend that I see out here with kids that have split parents is sometimes the kid spends more time with the mom So when somebody says they need both parents, then why is the days not split equally among both of them? Instead of every other weekend, why can't they have them 3 days, 3 days? Or, you know, instead of just you get to see them once every 2 weekends.
Well, I mean, that's something that can be done. That's something that has to be agreed upon by both parents. And that's something that I fought for, but her mother didn't want that for whatever reason. And so I wanted to do a whole week on, week off type situation, you know, because I'm not trying to take her from her mom, you know, so it's just fair that way. However, paying child support, once again, I might need those days to work a second job just so I can get a little extra money so I can do things with her when I have her, you know. It's one of those things where that's still part of the system, you know, that's part of the process of going through child support, and I think it needs to be looked at again on how child support and the scheduling between whoever the non-custodial parent is handled. You know, it's just sometimes not fair.
Micha, how do you feel about it?
How do I feel about what now?
About how both parents should, instead of just every other weekend, would you be okay if your baby daddy had your son every 3 days instead of every other weekend, or?
The situation that Chris is in, the schedule, it would be very difficult for me to have that schedule because I have, you know, a full-time job. His dad also has a full-time job. So
Oh, we're trying to say you ain't got no job, Chris.
that's not what I'm saying.
Damn, that's why it's so difficult for her, because for him,
That's not what I meant.
No, I know.
Okay.
Stirring the pot once again.
it's not what I do. It's not what I do.
I really do think he pays too much in child support. I don't think a child needs that much in child support. I do feel like they should split the week up. I think it's better for the child to see both parents, especially with a daughter. I think she needs her father in her life to show her those things, that she's beautiful and all those things. So I don't agree with the schedule that they have.
I don't know what he said, but yeah, I get it.
You run your mouth all the time, but you don't box